I'm not gonna lie, I'm really sad. By now, I'm sure you've clicked on this video because you heard of the tragic news concerning Yoshihiro Togashi, author of Hunter x Hunter, revealing the ending of the series. While it's actually a lot more complicated than just that, let's take some time to break down my thoughts on this revealed ending and just everything overall concerning Togashi. And please do me a favor, as a small YouTube content creator, please like, please subscribe. It goes a long way for me, especially as I plan on doing some more content down the line involving Hunter x Hunter and all of our favorite anime. But for now, let's get into this. I'm gonna read my notes right here, but just follow along. I'm gonna have the ending right next to me. The ending introduces a character named Jin who has a story similar to where we see Gon in the beginning of the series, where he tried to catch that master of the swamp, as she catches a fish called the Lake Lord. It's apparent that those in Jin's family want her to be a hunter so she can follow in the footsteps of her grandpa Gon, who is now labeled as a famous hunter. I'd argue Gon was already a famous hunter by the end of the chairman election arc. You know, he did a lot, especially for the Chimera Ants and whatnot, so whatever. I guess now he's finally famous. Maybe he just reached similar heights to Ging by this point. Maybe he's now a triple star hunter or something. It's also important to note that it seems like Noko is the girl's grandmother. Noko was the only other child that lived on Whale Island with Gon. He mentioned her, I think, once when talking to Killua, and we just see a small glimpse of her in the anime and the manga. So it's just funny that I guess it makes sense. She would be the only person that Gon marries, gets with, has a child with. Nonetheless, Jin reveals why she hates the idea of being a hunter, as Grandma Noko has a clear dissatisfaction on her face whenever Gon talks about his good old hunter days. Another child joins Jin at the same shop that Mito used to run, and Togashi kind of hints that these children, like he touches on a couple of children, they seem to be the children of Killua, or the descendants of Killua, of Leorio, and Kurapika. Although that's probably just my personal theory. A figure watches over the scene in the background, and we can only assume that figure to be Grandpa Gon. The ending, in my opinion, is safe. Now, it's not the worst ending, I guess, in the world, but for a series as grand and as sophisticated as Hunter x Hunter, it's a little bit disappointing to read. Like, this is as basic as you can possibly get for an ending. It just follows what Naruto and what Bleach did, with the final chapter just being what happens in the end, where we see their descendants running around. We saw Ichigo's child, we saw Naruto's child, Boruto. So this is kind of what's happening here as well. It's very unoriginal in its premise. It's just what we've already seen before, and it's kind of copying what the other big three shonen has already done. There is an interesting twist here in the fact that Jin doesn't want to be a hunter. It's sort of contrast to what happened with Gon, where Gon obviously wanted to be a hunter, but here Jin doesn't want to be a hunter, yet everyone around her is kind of pushing her to be one because that's what her ancestor was, one of the greatest hunters of all time. Compare that to Gon, who wanted to be a hunter, yet everyone around him opposed that idea, did not want that for his career, did not want that for his life. And since we also find out that Gon continued his career as a hunter, we can only imagine that he was able to get Nen back. I mean, by where we are right now in the series, Gon has no Nen. He's trying to figure it out. If he's a world famous hunter, he must have figured it out. He must have Nen back. There's no way that you get to that level of status as a hunter without Nen. So he must have gotten it back by now. But moving on from this ending reveal, what makes me personally sad is just the overall circumstances regarding this. Like, this is just extremely peculiar for any mangaka, really just any storyteller in general, to just come out to the public and just reveal what the ending of your magnum opus is. That's strange. Never happens, really. What if Oda were to come out and just tell us what the One Piece is? And that's before Luffy even makes it there. That would just ruin the fun of it all. But Togashi clearly felt like he had to do it. He had to come out and reveal what the ending is, at least the ending for now. And it's all due to the declination of his health. No, we know the story already. We know the hiatus x hiatus memes, but Hunter x Hunter is a story that actually started around the same time that One Piece, the manga, did. Yet Hunter x Hunter has only 400 chapters out, while One Piece over 1,000. And this is, of course, in large part due to Togashi's health failing ever since Yu Yu Hakusho. And he had to end that story early because of how bad his health was getting back then. Now here we are at the end of 2022, we were able to get an additional 10 chapters of Hunter x Hunter, and of course a new volume, but this was after the longest drought in Hunter x Hunter history. 4 years straight of nothing, no chapter, not even an update or what's going on with Togashi. So here he comes in the middle of 2022 on Twitter with this grand introduction, getting millions of followers. He tells everyone that he's back. He's working on Hunter x Hunter. He gets a whole gallery too to showcase all of his work throughout his entire career. And then he takes the time to let us know, the fans, what's been going on. His health has gotten so bad that he can't even take a proper dump on the toilet. And drawing the traditional way is just pretty much out the window for him. Hunter x Hunter since then has even left the Weekly Shonen Jump lineup, and we have no idea what's going on with that. And besides one random tweet from Togashi saying that he's starting over, we haven't heard from him since. So he literally just came out of nowhere just to reveal the ending of Hunter x Hunter. And that's just really shocking. Now, of course, one can only assume that he only did this because of how much he's scared of his declining health. He's scared of what might happen to him. And that already alone is just sad to hear. And before we get into it, at least we can rest knowing that this is not the actual ending of Hunter x Hunter, at least what should be the ending of Hunter x Hunter. For what it's worth, Togashi actually penned down 3 different scenarios, and each of these could potentially become the actual ending of Hunter x Hunter. Now, he's mentioned different levels of satisfaction from people that he polled for each of these scenarios, but he did mention that there's one in particular that was his favorite, but it had the highest level of dissatisfaction. But honestly, man, I don't care if people don't like it. This is Togashi's story. This is his magnum opus, like I mentioned before. He should have the right to end this story how he wants it to. The ending that was actually revealed that we just went over is actually just a scenario that he already scrapped. That was not supposed to be the ending of Hunter x Hunter. However, he only revealed this in order for us to know that if things get worse for him, we might as well just look at this and consider this to be the actual ending of the show, the series, of the manga. Now this, considering everything, I'm okay with. We talked about how safe that ending is, and if this is the pseudo-canon ending for Hunter x Hunter, I'll live with it. But it does feel good, at least, that if Hunter x Hunter were to finally continue, were to get to that promised land, that ending, this wouldn't be it. This would not be the ending. Maybe Jin, Gon's granddaughter, still exists, but there will be just a different story attached to it or something. What we do know is that out of those 3 scenarios, one of them will be the actual ending if Togashi were to get to that point. And no matter what, it doesn't matter what level of dissatisfaction there is, I'm sure any of those proposed endings is better than the one that we got, which makes sense. He literally scrapped the ending that he revealed to us. It probably had the highest level of dissatisfaction, which is why he revealed it, because he knew that that wasn't going to happen if he were to finally get to that point. So it is what it is. I'll take it. But what breaks my heart the most through all of this is exactly how he phrased this, at least based on this specific translation by a Twitter user named PewPiece. If fate takes me before finishing the manga, consider it the manga's ending. I would be happy if you forgive me for that. Him asking for forgiveness for a health condition that he did not choose, did not want, did not desire, that's heartbreaking. Hunter x Hunter is without a doubt one of my favorite stories ever written. And after having experienced both it and Yu Yu Hakusho, I've come to the understanding that Togashi is just arguably my favorite writer of all time. His style, his cadence, just his overall writing, it connects with me on a deeper level. When I'm sad, I think of what Gon went through with Pito. When I'm with my loved ones, I just think of when Kurapika, in that really somber moment, when he looked at Killua, at Gon, and Leorio, he looked at them and he said, "Thank you for being my friends." That's honestly one of my favorite parts of all of Hunter x Hunter, one of my favorite scenes, and that's not really a scene that's talked about all that much. But I think of that when I'm with people that I really cherish in my life. This is a series that really resonates with me and really I think of in some of the most important moments of my life. I think of what happened in Hunter x Hunter, and I reflect on it. I reflect on how it makes who I am. And I don't know. What I'm trying to say is that Hunter x Hunter is, without a doubt, one of the greatest stories that has ever impacted me personally. So to see what's going on with Togashi, it kills me. It kills me that this is happening to one of my favorite writers and he can't even finish the story the way that he wants to the point that he has to come out with this ending in order to please the fans that he can't write for. Kind of wish that there was just an alternate reality where this was just not the case, where Hunter x Hunter could live on for just as long as One Piece did. What if it got to 1100 chapters just like One Piece did? We can actually see the story of Gon becoming that famous hunter. Togashi even came out and touched a little bit more on how his health condition is affecting him to this day, especially during the holidays. When I'm feeling good, I work on my desk until my condition doesn't worsen. And when I'm feeling well, I work in a position that doesn't strain my back, taking breaks and working as much as possible without overexerting myself. Man, even with his worsening health condition, this dude is still working, still going at it, giving it his all to write Hunter x Hunter. You gotta respect the dude. This is so admirable. I actually plan to write and record a video on what I actually thought the ending for Hunter x Hunter should potentially be. So with this conversation of the ending of Hunter x Hunter still being relevant, maybe I'll get on it soon. I really want to write on what could be the ending for this series. And now that I know, we all know that there's 3 potential endings for this series. Anything could go. It could go any direction. It may be good to have a conversation going on as so we all discuss what this series could look like towards the ending. Now, if there's any hiccups in this editing of this video, I apologize. I really wanted to get this video out as soon as I possibly could. I got some big stuff in the works. Really excited about that, but I really just had to touch on Hunter x Hunter on this topic. I just can't believe it. I'm sad, I'm intrigued. I just hope that we can get some more Hunter x Hunter content soon. I hope that a new chapter comes out, 401. I want to know where it is. Where is it? Where is it? I want to read. I want to continue this dark content expedition arc. I want to see what's going on with Kurapika. This dude has me by the freaking balls, man. I love Togashi. I love Hunter x Hunter. And until next time, hopefully we get some more Hunter x Hunter content very, very soon. Until then, my name is Josue. Thank you for watching another Panic Bros video, and I'll see you next time.